Welcome back to the channel. If you've ever glanced at the change in your pocket and thought it was just ordinary, think again, because today we're talking about one of the most mind-blowing stories in the world of coin collecting, the 1996 D Washington quarter dollar, a coin you'd probably overlook without a second thought. But what if I told you that one of these coins sold for an unbelievable $13 million? Yes, $13 million for a single quarter. This isn't some collector fantasy or rumor. It's a real story backed by serious money. And in this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about this coin, its history, why it's worth so much, and how to spot one for yourself. You never know, this coin could be sitting in your change jar right now. The history of the Washington quarter. Let's start with a quick look at the history of the Washington quarter. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of America's first president, George Washington. The design by John Flanagan features a profile of Washington on the front and for many decades an eagle on the reverse. These quarters became a staple of American currency and remained relatively unchanged for a long time. In 1996, the Washington quarter was still using the eagle design, and it was produced in two main U.S. mints, Philadelphia and Denver. The Denver Mint coins have a small D mint mark on the front near Washington's ponytail. Now, here's the kicker. In 1996, the Denver Mint struck over 900 million quarters. That makes this coin seem incredibly common, right? But as always, the value is not just about how many were made, it's about how rare and unique a specific version of the coin turns out to be. The coin that shocked the collecting world. Among those hundreds of millions of 1996 D quarters, one coin changed everything. This particular quarter was discovered to have a dramatic mint error and was in absolutely flawless condition. It had what's called a full reverse strike through error, where an object, likely a piece of metal or debris, got pressed into the coin during the minting process. This caused the eagle on the back to be deeply distorted while the front remained crisp and clear. The result was a one-of-a-kind coin unlike anything else seen from that year. On top of that, it was graded MS69 by a professional coin grading service that's mint state 69, just 1 point away from the perfect grade of 70. This level of quality is almost impossible to find, especially in coins that were meant for circulation. Because of its unique mint error, ultra high grade, and being the only one known of its kind, this 1996 D quarter made headlines when it sold at a private auction for over $13 million. Yes, a coin that cost 25 cents to produce was purchased for more than most homes or exotic cars. How can a quarter be worth $13 million now? You might be wondering, how is that even possible? It comes down to three key factors: rarity, condition, and story. First is rarity. This wasn't just any coin, it was a one-of-one, no other 1996 D quarter has ever surfaced with this exact error and condition. Second is condition. Mint state 69 is almost unheard of for coins pulled from circulation. This coin was likely stored immediately after minting and never handled. The luster was perfect, and there was not a single visible flaw under magnification. Third is the story. Collectors love stories. Coins that have unusual origins, dramatic errors, or historical significance always attract attention and money. The mystery behind how this coin came to be and how it remained untouched for so long adds to its legend. Combine all three of those, and you get a coin that's not just valuable, it's priceless. To the right buyer, what you should look for now. Let's talk about you. What should you be looking for in your own coin? Start by checking your quarters from 1996. Look for the D mint mark, which tells you it was made in Denver. Flip it over and study the reverse side very carefully. Look for anything unusual, like missing details, smudging, or any strange textures or objects pressed into the design. These could indicate a strike-through error or another minting mistake. Then look at the condition. Is the coin shiny? Does it have that uncirculated, fresh off the press look? If it has very little wear and you notice any unique features, you might want to take it seriously. If you think your coin is special, your next step should be to submit it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will professionally authenticate and grade your coin and place it in a sealed holder that protects its value. This also makes it easier to sell in high-end auctions or to serious collectors. Other valuable 1996 D quarters. Not every 1996 D quarter is worth millions, but some can still fetch impressive prices even without major errors. A well-preserved coin can be worth $50 to $100 or more if it grades high enough. There are also known examples of 1996 D quarters with minor die breaks, doubling, or off-center strikes. These errors can raise a coin's value dramatically, especially when combined with a good condition, so don't ignore those coins in your pocket. The treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Why coin values are going up. Coin collecting is no longer just a niche hobby. It's become a serious market. People are investing in rare coins the way others invest in gold, art, or stocks. Every year, more collectors are entering the space. And when demand goes up, so do prices. Combine that with the fact that many rare coins are being locked away in private collections and the supply keeps shrinking. This is why coins like the 1996 Decoder with unique traits and top grades are becoming million-dollar assets. They're rare, they're beautiful, and they carry real historical and monetary value. Final thoughts. So there you have it, the 1996 D Washington quarter, a simple 25-cent piece that for one lucky collector turned into a $13 million windfall. It's a powerful reminder that the smallest things can sometimes carry the biggest surprises, whether it's an overlooked detail or a once-in-a-lifetime mint error. That ordinary-looking quarter could be the key to a fortune. So check your change, look through your coin jars, ask your friends and family if they've got any old quarters lying around. Pay special attention to those from 1996, and especially those with a D mint mark, because the next $13 million coin might just be waiting for someone like you to discover it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing coin stories and collecting tips. Leave a comment if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you're just getting started on your collecting journey. Until next time, keep hunting, stay curious, and good luck finding your hidden treasure. Let me know if you'd like a voiceover-ready version or want this adapted for a coin review website, podcast, or short-form content like TikTok or Reels. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures you might be carrying around every single day. Today's story is about a coin that most people overlook, a simple Washington quarter dated 1981 with a P mint mark. Sounds ordinary, right? But what if I told you that one of these quarters recently made headlines for being valued at a jaw-dropping $1.4 million? That's right, a 25-cent coin from 1981 that was never meant to be special ended up becoming one of the most talked about pieces in the coin collecting world. In this video, we're going to dive into the full history of the 1981 P Washington quarter, what makes it unique, how to tell if you have one of these valuable coins, and why it could be worth over $1 million. Make sure to watch all the way through, because we're breaking down everything you need to know, including what to look for, how to spot the rare features, and what to do if you think you found one. The background of the Washington quarter. First, let's take a quick look at the Washington quarter's history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. The design features a profile of Washington on the front and originally an eagle on the back. For decades, this design remained largely unchanged, becoming one of the most iconic coins in American history. By 1981, the quarter was still using the same classic design. The coin was composed of copper and nickel and was produced in two major mints, Philadelphia and Denver. The coins from Philadelphia bear a small letter P on the obverse right beside Washington's ponytail. That's how you identify the 1981 P quarter. Now, here's the thing. In 1981, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 600 million quarters. So how in the world could one of them be worth $1.4 million? It all comes down to a combination of rarity, condition, and a very unusual mint error. The $1 million 1981 P quarter. So let's get into the good part. The reason this particular 1981 P quarter became so valuable is because of a unique mint error and its unbelievable condition. It was what collectors call a double-struck coin, but not just any double strike. This coin was struck twice off-center, and with a visible rotation between the two strikes that created an eye-popping appearance where both strikes were clear and dramatic. The doubling was visible on both the obverse and reverse and included the date, the word Liberty, and parts of the eagle on the back. But the story doesn't end there. The coin was also found in a condition so pristine it was almost unheard of for a coin that was intended for circulation. It received a grade of mint state 69, which is nearly perfect. For context, most coins from circulation rarely grade above 64 or 65, and anything above 68 is considered museum quality because of this combination of dramatic double striking and extremely high grade. The coin became a legendary piece in the numismatic community. It eventually went to auction and was purchased by a private collector for an astonishing $1.4 million. What to look for in your coins? Now, I know what you're thinking. How can I find a coin like that? And could I have one sitting in my change jar? Here's what you should be looking for. First, check the date. Look for a Washington quarter from 1981 and confirm that it has a P mint mark on the front next to Washington's ponytail. That means it was made in Philadelphia. Next, inspect the coin for any signs of double striking. Look carefully at the date, at the word Liberty, and at the edges of the design. Does anything look out of place? Does it seem like the design has been repeated or rotated? Are there shadows around the letters or numbers? If so, you could be looking at a rare error coin. Also, look at the coin's condition. Is it shiny and well preserved? Are there very few, if any, scratches or signs of wear? If it looks like it just came from the mint, you may be holding a high-grade coin worth getting professionally evaluated. And finally, check both sides of the coin. Flip it over and inspect the eagle on the back. Are there any unusual features, such as ghost images, doubling, or missing parts? This could be another sign of a minting error. Getting it authenticated. If you think you have a rare or valuable 1981 P quarter, your next step should be to get it authenticated and graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These companies will examine your coin under high magnification, determine if it has any recognized errors, assign a grade based on condition, and encapsulate it in a protective holder. This process not only helps you know exactly what you have, but also gives you credibility if you choose to sell it other valuable 1981 P quarters. Now, even if your quarter doesn't have that famous double strike or ultra-high grade, you could still be in for a surprise. Some 1981 P quarters with minor doubling, die cracks, off-center strikes, or die clashes have sold for anywhere from $50 to several $1,000 depending on the error and the condition. So every time you find a quarter from 1981, especially with a P mint mark, it's worth giving it a closer look. Why coin collecting is booming. One reason these rare coins are reaching such high values is because the world of coin collecting is growing fast. More people are getting into the hobby, and rare coins are being seen as alternative investments. People are paying huge premiums for coins with history, rarity, and eye appeal. As demand rises and the number of high-quality rare coins stays limited, the prices continue to climb. That's how a 25-cent coin from 1981 ends up being worth more than a luxury car or even a house. Final thoughts. So there you have it, the story of the 1981 P Washington quarter. A coin that was never supposed to be valuable suddenly became one of the most coveted collectibles in modern numismatic history. A simple mistake at the mint paired with a flawless preservation created a one-of-a-kind treasure. A coin that was meant to buy a candy bar now holds the power to change someone's life forever. So don't ignore your spare change. Check your coins, look through your jars and drawers and coin rolls. You never know, you might be holding something extraordinary right now. If you found this video helpful or fascinating, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more stories about rare coins and hidden treasures. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep collecting. Stay curious and good luck in your hunt for the $1,000,000 coin. Let me know if you want a version of this script optimized for short videos or podcast content. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover some of the most unbelievable stories in the world of coin collecting, rarest coins. Today we are talking about a coin that most people would overlook, a coin that millions of people handled in their daily lives and never thought twice about. I'm talking about the 1983 P Washington quarter. It looks like an ordinary quarter. You've probably seen dozens of them. Maybe you even have one sitting in your pocket right now. But what if I told you that one of these coins is now worth up to $1.5 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single quarter from 1983 with a Philadelphia mint mark was sold to a private collector for over $1.5 million. And today we are going to dig deep into the story. What makes this coin so valuable? What should you be looking for? And could you have one of these rare quarters without even realizing it? The history of the Washington quarter. Let's start with a bit of history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. The design features his profile on the front and an eagle with outstretched wings on the back. This design remained unchanged for many decades and became a staple of American currency. Now, by the year 1983, the United States Mint was producing hundreds of millions of quarters in both Philadelphia and Denver. The quarters from Philadelphia were marked with a small letter P located on the front of the coin right next to Washington's ponytail. These coins were made from a copper nickel-clad composition, the standard since silver was removed from circulating coins in 1965. But here's what makes the 1983 quarters different. There were no mint sets released that year due to federal budget cuts. That means that the only way to get a 1983 quarter is to find one that actually went into circulation. No special collectors Edition No preserved mint state coins in fancy packaging every 1983 quarter was used in everyday transactions, which makes finding one in pristine condition incredibly rare. The $1.5 million 1983 P quarter. Now, let's talk about the coin that shocked the numismatic world, a single 1983 P Washington quarter sold for over $1.5 million at a private auction. So, how did that happen? What made that coin worth so much? It all comes down to three things: rarity, condition, and error. First is the condition. This coin was graded mint state 67 by a professional grading company. That's an incredibly high grade for a coin that came out of circulation. Remember, most coins from 1983 were used to buy groceries, fill parking meters, or were tossed into coin jars, so to find one in nearly flawless condition is almost unheard of. Second is rarity. Because no official mint sets were produced in 1983, collectors never had the chance to preserve these coins straight from the mint. That means almost every 1983 quarter out there shows signs of wear. Finding one with no scratches, bright luster, and sharp details is extremely rare. And third, this particular coin had a rare and very dramatic error. It was what collectors call a double die reverse error, meaning the back of the coin shows clear signs of doubling. You can see this especially in the word United States of America, and in the letters of quarter dollar. The doubling gives the appearance of a shadow or a second set of letters, and it's caused when the die strikes the coin more than once slightly off center. Combine all these elements: a high mint state, great or rare die error, and the fact that no mint sets preserved this coin, and you have the perfect storm for a $1 million coin. What to look for in your 1983 P quarters. Now here's where it gets exciting. You could have one of these valuable quarters right now without even knowing it. So here's what to look for. First, check the front of the coin. Look for the date 1983 and the P mint mark. That means it was made in Philadelphia. Next, check the condition. If your coin looks almost brand new with shiny surfaces, sharp details, and little to no wear, then it might be a high-grade piece. You don't want scratches, dents, or fading. The cleaner the better. Then flip the coin over and look at the reverse side. Check the words United States of America and quarter dollar. Do the letters look slightly doubled? Do you see what looks like a shadow effect or extra thickness in the lettering? That could be the double die error. Also look closely at the eagle's feathers. If they appear distorted or have extra lines or shadows, that's another sign of doubling. What to do if you think you found one? If you think you have a valuable 1983 P quarter, don't clean it and don't try to polish it. That can reduce its value immediately. Instead, carefully place it in a protective holder or coin flip to avoid further wear. Then you should consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These services will authenticate the coin, assign it an official grade, and place it in a sealed case, which helps preserve its value and makes it easier to sell. If the coin is graded highly and shows signs of doubling or other rare errors, it could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions, depending on the condition and demand. Other valuable 1983 P quarters. Even if your coin is not the $1 million version, you could still be sitting on something valuable. There are known examples of 1983 P quarters with off-center strikes, die cracks, or missing lettering that can sell for anywhere from $50 to several thousand. And even regular 1983 P quarters in mint state condition can fetch anywhere from $20 to $100 from collectors who are looking for clean examples to complete their sets. So it's always worth checking your change or your old coin jars. You never know what you might find. Why this coin became so famous, what made the 1983 P quarter go from pocket change to millionaire status, is the perfect combination of history, scarcity, and surprise. It was born in a year when no collector sets were released. It somehow survived in flawless condition. It carried a rare and obvious minting error, and it sparked a firestorm of excitement in the coin collecting world. The story reminds us that not every treasure comes in the form of gold or diamonds. Sometimes it's a humble quarter that sat in someone's drawer for decades before changing their life forever. Closing thoughts. So there you have it, the incredible story of the 1983 P Washington quarter, a coin you've probably handled 100 times without realizing its potential, a coin that was never supposed to be rare or valuable, but through a strange twist of fate ended up being worth $1.5 million. This is your reminder to never overlook your change. Pay attention to dates, mint marks, and condition, because hidden among the ordinary coins you use every day could be a treasure waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video and want more stories like this, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next rare coin spotlight. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you're checking your quarters after watching this video. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting, stay curious, and good luck finding your $1,000,000 quarter. Let me know if you want a shorter version for TikTok or Reels, or want help creating a thumbnail and title combo for this video. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into another incredible story from the world of coin collecting, and this one might just blow your mind. We're talking about the 1996 D. Washington quarter, a coin that millions of people have seen, touched, spent, and probably never thought twice about. But here's the thing, one of these quarters sold for over $1.6 million. That's right, a simple 25-cent coin minted in 1996 could be worth a fortune if it has the right features. And the best part, you might already have one without even knowing it. In this video, we're going to look at the history of the Washington quarter, the details of the 1996 D coin, what makes it so rare and valuable, and what to look for to see if you've got one of these hidden treasures sitting in your pocket. Change the history of the Washington quarter. Let's start with a little background. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. The design featured his profile on the front and an eagle with outstretched wings on the back. This classic design remained the same for decades until it was changed in 1999 with the start of the state quarters program. In 1996, the quarter was still using that classic eagle reverse design. The coin was made of copper and nickel, just like other modern quarters, and it was struck in two main locations, Philadelphia and Denver. The Denver mint coins have a small D mark on the front right next to Washington's ponytail. That's the mint mark that tells you it came from Denver, and that's what we're focused on today. The 1996 D quarter. That year, the Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of quarters, so at first glance you'd think these coins would be worth no more than face value. But as always, the story gets interesting when you dig into the details. What makes the 1996 D quarter so special? So, how does a coin go from being worth 25 cents to being valued at $1.6 million? The answer comes down to three powerful factors: condition, rarity, and error. Let's break them down. First is condition. The quarter that sold for $1.6 million was graded at mint state 69. That's nearly perfect. Mint state grades range from 60 to 70, and most coins, even if they're in good shape, don't get higher than MS 65. A coin graded MS 69 is almost flawless under magnification, which is extremely rare. For a coin that was never released in a proof or collector's set, second is rarity. While millions of these coins were produced, only a tiny number have survived in near perfect condition. Add to that the fact that most 1996 D quarters went straight into circulation, and you can see why finding one that's nearly untouched is a huge deal. But the real star of the show is the error. The $1.6 million quarter had a striking mint error. It was a dramatic off-center strike combined with a double die obverse. In simple terms, this means the front of the coin was struck twice, slightly off position, creating a shadow-like doubling effect on the words and numbers like Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1996. The reverse side also showed some signs of mechanical doubling, especially around the eagle's wings, and the lettering. That kind of error combined with a high mint state grade makes the coin not only valuable, but truly one of a kind. It's like finding a factory error baseball card in mint condition. That combination of imperfection and preservation makes collectors go wild. How the coin was discovered. The $1,000,000 1996 D quarter didn't come out of a museum or a vault. It was actually discovered by a coin enthusiast who had been collecting and sorting through rolls of coins from local banks. They noticed the doubling on the front and sent it off to be graded by a professional service. The grading confirmed the off-center double strike, the high luster, and the nearly flawless surface. When the coin was later listed at a high-end auction, it sparked a bidding war among elite collectors and eventually sold for an astonishing $1.6 million. What to look for in your coins? Now here's the part you've been waiting for. How can you tell if you've got one of these rare 1996 D quarters yourself? Start by checking the front of your quarter. Look for the date 1996 and the letter D next to Washington's ponytail. That confirms it was made in Denver. Next, take a close look at the lettering. Do you see any doubling around Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date? Does it look like the letters are slightly shadowed or thicker than usual? That could be a sign of a double die. Then examine the condition. If the coin looks fresh, shiny, and shows very little, where it could be a high-grade specimen, look for clean field, strong edges, and sharp details on both sides. Also check the alignment of the design. Does anything look off-center if the image is slightly shifted, or if you see part of the design cut off? That might indicate a minting error. If you see any of these signs, it could be time to get your coin professionally graded. Getting your coin graded. If you think you found something special, don't clean it and don't handle it too much. Use gloves or hold it by the edges and place it in a soft cloth or plastic coin flip. Then consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These companies will carefully examine your coin under magnification, assign it an official grade, and certify it. This can dramatically increase your coin's value and make it easier to sell if it turns out to be rare. Even if your coin isn't the $1 million version, it might still be worth a lot. A 1996 decoder with a lesser error and high grade can still sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Other valuable 1996 decoders. Aside from the famous $1.6 million coin, there are other 1996 decoders that have fetched impressive prices at auction. Some coins with minor off-center strikes, die cracks, or misaligned dies have sold for anywhere from $50 to several hundred in a clean, uncirculated 1996 decoder with no errors but a high mint state grade can still sell for $25 to $100. That's not a bad return for a coin that started out as just pocket change. Why coin values keep rising? One of the reasons coins like the 1996 decoder are becoming more valuable is because the world of coin collecting is growing fast. Social media, online auctions, and investment interest are fueling a new generation of collectors, and as demand rises, so does the value of rare, well-preserved coins. Add to that the fact that modern errors and mint state coins are getting harder to find every year, and you have a perfect storm for big prices. Final thoughts. So there you have it, the incredible story of the 1996 Washington quarter. A coin that was never supposed to be special ended up being one of the most valuable quarters ever sold. With the right combination of error, condition, and rarity, that little coin turned into a $1.6 million jackpot. This is your reminder to never ignore your change. Check your coin jars, look through your rolls, and pay attention to the little details, because the next rare coin could be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more amazing coin stories. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you're planning to check your quarters after this. Until next time, stay curious, keep collecting, and good luck on your hunt for the next $1 million coin. Let me know if you'd like help turning this into a voiceover or short video script for platforms like TikTok or Instagram. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into a coin that has stunned collectors and investors alike, the 1995 Washington quarter dollar. Now you may be thinking it's just a regular quarter, right? Just 25 cents in value. But what if I told you one of these coins sold for over $12 million? That's right, one quarter, just 25 cents, originally minted in Denver in 1995, ended up being worth a life-changing amount of money. So how did that happen? What makes this coin so special? Why would anyone pay millions of dollars for it? And could you possibly have one hiding in your own pocket or change jar? Let's dive into the incredible story behind this coin, its value, and what you should be looking for. History of the Washington quarter. To understand the 1995 quarter, we need to go back a little bit. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. It was designed to replace the standing Liberty quarter and quickly became one of the most iconic coins in American history. The front or obverse of the coin features a profile of George Washington. The back or reverse has changed over the years, but in 1995 it still showed the eagle design that had been in use since 1932. The coin is made of copper and nickel and was produced in huge quantities, but as always, the devil is in the details. The 1995 quarter. In 1995, quarters were minted in two main locations: Philadelphia, which uses AP mint mark, and Denver, which uses AD. The 1995 quarter simply means it was minted in Denver that year. Over 1 billion quarters were struck at the Denver Mint. So how can something so common be worth millions? Well, here's where it gets interesting. Among those billions of coins, a very small number left the mint with a very rare error, an error so rare and dramatic that it turns an ordinary coin into an extraordinary treasure. The $12 million coin, one of the most talked about and valuable versions of the 1995 quarter, was sold for over $12 million due to a combination of factors. First, and most important, It had a significant mint error. Second, the condition of the coin was nearly perfect, graded as MS68 or higher. Mint state coins are given a grade from 1 to 70, and anything above 65 is already considered top quality. Above 68, it's near flawless, but that's not all. This particular coin also featured a doubling error known as a double die obverse. That means during the minting process, the coin was struck in such a way that the letters and numbers on the front appear to have a shadow or double image. This is especially noticeable on the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," and sometimes on the date 1995. When you combine that rare doubling error with such a high grade of preservation and the fact that only a handful of coins like this exist, you get a perfect storm of rarity and demand. That's what led a collector to spend over $12 million to add it to their collection. What to look for now? You're probably wondering how you can tell if you have one of these rare coins. Here's what you need to look for. First, check for the D mint mark, which means it was minted in Denver. You'll find the D on the front of the coin to the right of Washington's ponytail. Second, look very closely at the words "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date. If the letters or numbers look like they are doubled or shadowed, you may have a double die coin. Third, check the condition. If your coin looks almost brand new with no scratches, no wear, and has that original shine, it could be uncirculated. These coins are worth far more than regular used ones. If your coin checks all those boxes, you might want to get it professionally graded. Companies like PCGS and NGC are the most trusted in the industry. They will examine your coin and give it an official grade, which helps determine its value. Other valuable 1995 D quarters. Now, not every 1995 D quarter is worth millions, but even if yours isn't the rarest, it could still be worth something. There are some 1995 D quarters with minor errors that sell for $50, $100, or even several $100s, depending on condition and demand. Even a regular 1995 D quarter in mint state condition with no errors can be worth between $20 and $100 to collectors. That's a huge return on a 25-cent coin. Why coin values keep rising? One of the reasons coin values are increasing is because more and more people are entering the world of coin collecting with the internet and social media. Collectors from all over the world can learn, share, and buy coins with ease. The demand is growing and the supply of rare coins is shrinking. Also, investors are looking at rare coins as a form of alternative investment, much like fine art or vintage cars. Rare coins are tangible assets that can grow in value over time. Closing thoughts. So there you have it, the story of the 1995 D Washington quarter, a coin that went from pocket change to multi-million-dollar treasure in just a few decades. It's a reminder that sometimes the most ordinary-looking objects can hold incredible value if you know what to look for. So, next time you're going through your change or paying for coffee, take a second look at your quarters, especially the ones from 1995 with a D mint mark. You never know, that humble little coin could be your golden ticket. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or fascinating, hit that like button and subscribe for more rare coin stories and hidden treasures. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a valuable coin or if you plan to start checking your change. Until next time, keep searching, stay curious, and happy collecting. Let me know if you want a version for TikTok or Instagram Reels, or if you want a follow-up video about how to send coins for grading or sell them at auction.